Happy day, children. This is Class 5 SST and Chapter 6 Greenland Part 1. So, children, in this lesson, we are going to study about a new country called Greenland. Before going into lesson, I just want to tell you and remember you that the earth is divided into three zones, right? Torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. So, when you take torrid zone, we studied about countries like Democratic Republic of Congo and how the climate is there and how is the life of people in Congo. And we studied about the vegetation in Congo. So, everything about the torrid zone country we studied. And similarly, next we studied about Saudi Arabia lesson where you studied about how is the climate over there and how people live their life, everything we studied there. So as I told you, the Saudi Arabia country is both in temperate zone as well as in torrid zone. So in this lesson we are going to study about the country which is in frigid zone. So you all know what is frigid zone, right? So the country or the places which is completely near the Arctic Circle, above the Arctic Circle. So the places between Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere, and similarly the places between Antarctic Circle and South Pole in the southern hemisphere is called as frigid zone. So here we will study about the country called Greenland, which lies in the northern hemisphere. Okay, that is between Arctic Circle and North Pole. Okay, so it is in the frigid zone and it also called as polar region. Okay, so in this map you can see the place which is marked in red color is Greenland country, and most of the Greenland lies to the north of Arctic Circle. Okay, and the nearest continent to Greenland is North America. If you see the map you can see clearly, and it lies towards the northeast of North America. So by seeing the map itself, you can say that Greenland is only 650 kilometer away from the North Pole. So it is the largest island in the world, and so this Greenland is separated from northern islands of Canada by Baffin Bay and Davis Strait. So the bay is near the northern islands of Canada. It is called as Baffin Bay, and the strait, Davis Strait, separates the Greenland from the islands of Canada. So this Greenland, if you take like 80 percentage of Greenland is covered by ice, and it remains snow throughout the year. Okay, since it is only 650 kilometer away from the North Pole, and the whole of Greenland, it remains covered with thick layers of ice, and that is called as ice cap. Okay, and how Greenland got its name? So if you see the Greenland, it comes from the settlers, Scandinavia. Okay, the people who came from Scandinavia, they gave the name as Greenland, and possibly to attract the tourist people, they gave the name as a Greenland. Okay, but it is not green, it is completely snow throughout the year. Okay, and it is said that a person called Eric the Red, he was exiled from a different country, and he was exiled to Greenland, and finally from Iceland to Greenland. Okay, so finally he settled there, and he gave the name as a Greenland. Okay, and in earlier maps, in olden days maps, this Greenland is also called as Gruntland, which meaning is ground land. Okay, and I just want to say a few facts about Greenland. So it's one of the world's largest island. Okay, it is the world's largest island, and it is said that millions of years ago Greenland was really green. It is said, there is a saying that not very recently, maybe like millions of years ago, before when all the continents were together, and when it was not separated by a sea, by a ocean, when all the continents are together in a same place, this Greenland was once it was once it was completely green. Okay, and so only it has 4,500 years of history. So before that, people were not living in Greenland. Only before 4,000 years ago, people got settled here. And it has a Inuit culture. Inuit is nothing but people who live in Greenland. They are Eskimos, and it is said that they came from Mongolia. Okay, they belong to Mongolian race, and it is a multilingual language. Okay, so they speak Danish. Also, Danish is the most important language where people speak. And no roads. Obviously, since it is covered by snow, there are completely it is covered with ice, and there are no roads in Greenland. And fishing is the most important occupation. And it has a capital city. It is called as Nuuk. So even though it is a city, a capital city, it has a population of only 15,000 people, because it is a less populated. Greenland is a less populated country. And since it is covered by ice, and since it is near to the North Pole, it has a midnight sun. So this is one of the fact. And when you talk about the location and relief feature of Greenland, as I told you, it lies to the north of Arctic Circle. And in this map itself, you can clearly see it lies towards the northeast of North America. And as I told you, the Baffin Bay and Davis Strait separate Greenland from the northern islands of Canada. Next, when you talk about the climate, since it is near to the North Pole, it is completely covered with ice. It's extremely cold, and summers are cool and short. Okay, and winters are very long, and you have dark and cold winter. And it is said that the chill winds blows at a high speed of 150 kilometer per hour. Then you can imagine how cold it is, right? So in India also, you have a place in Jammu and Kashmir which has the same climatic conditions, which is similar to the Greenland. So that place is called as Dras. Okay, Dras. And you have a continuous daylight for many weeks in Greenland also. Next, when you talk about the vegetation, here, since it is covered with ice and the temperature is almost below 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, so all the time, and it goes only below that. It will not be above 4 degrees Celsius. So most of the time, it will be only 0 degree or below 0 degrees Celsius. And trees cannot grow in this climatic conditions. So Greenland is a completely snowland, no grass or nothing. Only it has a few vegetation, that too only during summer. Okay, it has a very short summer, and small plants which is less than 2 feet in height, you can see in Greenland, especially during summer, out of which mosses and lichens, these are the few natural vegetation of this region. And sometimes blueberries, grasses, cranberries, or some other uh, vegetation you can see in Greenland. And if you talk about the animals here, especially musk ox is the most common animal you can find in Greenland. And it has a very long and shaggy coat, so that it can withstand the cold, right? And another most common animal is the reindeer. So people used to take reindeer meat. And so they use huskies or dog like animals, which are used for hunting and pulling carts with no wheels. Okay, and they have no wheels, but they have carts, and that is called as sledges. So these huskies are used for the pulling carts. So most of the animals are like Arctic wolf, Arctic fox, Arctic hare, and polar bear, or the common animal snowy owl. So these are the animals which are found in the country of Greenland. So the fur of the fox and the polar bear is especially, they are used for making fur coats, because their skin is so thick, so that they can make cloths or coats out of it, and they can withstand the cold of Greenland. So, if you take the life of people in Greenland, since the climate is very harsh and is challenging, the life is very hard in Greenland. So, the original inhabitants of Greenland are Inuits. Okay, they are also called as Eskimos. So, in this picture, you can see. So, they are short and stout, and they have black eyes and flat face. Okay, and they live in small villages along the southwest coast, because only in the southwest coast the climate is not so harsh like you have in the northern part of Greenland. So most of the small villages you can find in southwest coast, and the lifestyle of these people have changed over the years. Okay, so now they, since they have connected between cities of Europe and North America, their lifestyle has changed. Okay, and the influence of science and technology has brought about drastic changes in the snowland. Okay, so with this part 1 Greenland is completed, children. Thank you.